Hello, hello. We are live. Let me check that once and see if everything is fine. Hello, hello. We are live. Hello, hello. We are live. Let me check that once and see. Yeah, it's working. Everything is fine. So we left it here. The front end is done. I am in real dilemma with how to proceed with the backend because I'm pretty sure that what they're running there is a Windows 7 machine, and Superbase doesn't work on a Windows 7. Even on Windows 10, it's a bad idea because the support for Windows 10 is also removed by Microsoft in 2025 towards the end of it. So I'm thinking of a mixed approach where one offering is completely local, where they don't even need internet, everything runs on SQLite 3, uh, and the setup is I'm still thinking how to proceed. That's the same thing we'll be deciding in now, and probably even start coding. The first goal is to go with complete offline version. Why is everything slow? Oh my god, my internet speed is shit. I paid for 40 Mbps. Okay. Now let's talk about the trade-offs. I have two options. One is an offline version completely, which can even work on Windows 7. I'm thinking of a SQLite 3 database with a Flask backend server, and I can use the same Flask to serve the web pages as required. Next, um, next, yeah, the other option is cloud version where we use Supabase. As even in cloud, think of it like a virtual private server. The benefit of this is people can use this application wherever they are, maybe in their mobiles, maybe even in office with internet. But the idea is that like if they choose cloud version, they must be able to use it even in the local network when there is no internet. So uh, there must be a local instance too, which is SQLite 3. So there are two offerings. One is completely local offering, and when there is cloud offering, it must run locally without internet, but also it must be in sync with the Supabase version. I don't know if it is possible. Can we sync a SQLite 3 local instance? Let's say there is no internet for a day and they ran the application in-house for that day, and let's say the internet is fine tomorrow. When the internet is back, uh, can we do some processing to sync the SQLite 3 database and the Supabase database? What are you doing? Oh my god. I think it didn't record anything I said till now. Yeah, it didn't record anything. I have two trade-offs here. One is local version and another is cloud version. If it is local, they don't even need internet. The server sits in their uh, local network itself. Uh, Assuming worst case, it could be Windows 7. So for that, I'm going to suggest SQLite 3 database with Flask front end, I mean Flask server, which is backend, and we can use the same Flask to serve our HTML pages also. That's the idea. But whereas if they choose the cloud version, the benefit they get out of it is they can run it everywhere, anywhere, by using Supabase. But somehow, let's say if they don't have internet in their office for a day, it must work. So they must have a local instance too. And whenever there is internet, the local instance and the cloud instance must work together. I mean to say, like, they must be in sync. Is that possible? If I run a SQLite 3 database locally and one day there is no internet and they did few transactions, um, can I sync that up to Supabase Postgres SQL database when the internet comes back? Oh my god, this seems like a bug. ChatGPT, I got you on camera in a live video. This is not fair. Hi. I have two options. One is a local version and one is a cloud version. I would like to discuss about it. Oh, now it's working. I definitely caught a bug in ChatGPT. So the thing is, in the offline version, it could be even Windows 7 running. They don't even need internet. Everything runs in the local network. Assume they have a site or office site or office. They must be able to run this application, right? So what happens is the SQLite 3 server must be present in this instance also. And whenever the internet comes back, the SQLite 3 must sync itself with the Supabase database. Is that possible? Can we do something, some jugad, some tinkering, some way to sync an SQLite 3 database to a Supabase Postgres database? What's happening? Oh, finally. Oh, I must have given web search. But ideally, it must do the web search. Superbase can be used for remote viewing, backup. Yes, I just had a conversation with the owner. I don't know if it got recorded in the live stream or not. I sincerely kept my headphones away. Okay. So the thing is, it's only Windows 7. So we are going to abandon our Supabase idea. It has to work on a Windows 7 PC. Oh my god. Why am I building applications for things that lost support 6 years back? Because people don't pay for your comfort, they pay for their comfort. Okay, I just spoke to one of the lab owner and I got a feedback that they need it local first, and it's a Windows 7 machine that they are running. So we need to redesign our backend for Windows 7. Can you do a web search and find out what version of Python what's the best version of Python we can run on Windows 7? And is it good to have a Node.js backend or Python Flask backend? Is SQLite good, or do we have any DB options? How do we do the role-based access control? Uh, is Django a better option than Flask if we decide to use Python? Because I guess Django comes with all the authentication and role-based access control by default, right? uh, Again, the most important thing is it's a completely offline setup. No online, no cloud, no sync, nothing. It has got so much lean, but the single bottleneck here is it's a Windows 7 PC, and there would be at a maximum of 3 or 4 clients which are other PCs, most probably running Windows 7 itself in the same network. So just do quick web searches and let me know. I agree with this setup idea. Uh, I think I must have made it clear to make you understand that this is for a digital color lab whose work is to take orders from probably photographers or even individuals who needs the transformation from photos to an album. And this application at its core is doing four things. One is vendor and anything related to purchase management, which involves item management, vendor list, and whenever any bill comes, that will be entered in the system with the bill number, vendor, who, which vendor it is, which items are part of that bill, and their quantity and their pricing. And there will be a previous overdue amount for that vendor. After entering this bill, let's say the previous overdue is 2 lakhs and this bill is of 50,000. The total overdue would be 2 lakh 50,000. And admin can also make payment to a vendor which is which will decrease the overdue. So let's say the overdue is 2 lakh 50,000 and user makes a payment of let's say 1 lakh, then the overdue amount will become 1 lakh 50,000. So the vendor ledger must be there, and this complete feature regarding vendor and payments related to vendor is only accessible by the admin. Also, there are few other features like stock management. The stock input can only be done by admin, whereas the daily usage and daily wastage reports can be filled by any individual users. um, so there must be daily, monthly, or any date range based reports for all of these. Next, payments. When someone gives an order, they would be paying 50% of the agreed price, and also when they deliver the actual album, they would pay the remaining 50%. So, in a day, there must be a form which can be filled after each payment, which says what is the amount that was paid, probably the reference ID of the transaction if it is online, the mode the mode of transaction if it's direct phone pay or UPI to the number, or amount sent to the scanner which is available there again by UPI, or cash payment, or even bank transfer. uh, the mode can be selected, and finally we need to generate a report on how much total money was made in a day, and what are the different categories and how much percentage. It could be a pie chart or something of that sort. Basically there should be a clean dashboard. uh, and finally, expenses. Any kind of expense that the lab makes, let's say they paid to a vendor, that is actually done by admin in the vendor purchase slash payment portal itself. That will be in sync with these expenses. Whenever the admin fills a form there, it has to reflect here. Apart from that, any regular expenses in the lab, let's say there was some repair done for some machine, and some person has charged, let's say, 5,000 rupees. That 5,000 rupees is an expense, right? So i- this has to be separately maintained, and its own dashboard has to be given. Probably we can create another dashboard maintaining the both payments and expenses of the day, so we'll know the total income, profit or loss for the day, and we can maintain it similarly on monthly basis or any date range basis. Hello. Can you think deeper and think of actual operations that happen in a digital lab? Can you search for them and find out based just relating to these features we are talking about, not the whole process that the lab goes through, and find out any more edge cases? Can you think of unique and unthinkable user stories that might happen and come up with unthinkable edge cases? I need a break. Ah, found the closest software referrer repeatedly emphasize the same four areas you are building: billing audio, purchase, inventory, customizable albums or sheet, pricing, advance payment. Why do we need pricing? Order by delivery tracking. Which cases mostly come from album jobs are customized, reworked, partially delivered, and paid in multiple messy ways. Yes, I don't know photography studio software. Not just billing. Right now, you are thinking in four modules: vendor, purchase, stock. Daily reality needs one more invisible because stock uses wastage, delivery balance, and reports often need to connect a specific album. Even if you do not build a full order manager, add a lightweight orders table, at least make order number mandatory whenever possible. All jobs together. Later he collects only to a base part balance, which payment belongs to which order. Single order, multiple order payment, unassigned advance, later adjustments against order. Is it really necessary? Let's think. The honor may say usually meet. Needs order total amount received, balance amount, payment stages. Delivery can be separate. Do not assume album delivery equal to full pay. Actual stories album photographer honor will pay tomorrow. Album delivery by courier payment comes later. Says one page is wrong, holds balance. One album out there. Maybe both customer and not done. Somewhere. I want to prevent because they are two separate tables and they can have same name in both the tables, right? Duplicate copy after originally lost. Vendor ID, invoice number, bill total, round off, discount, extra charges, notes. photo fill optional later, and wicket checking should be and our credit notes and returns are important. Transaction types. Daily income is not daily profit. Vendor payments equal net count. Do not call it true profit. But we will maybe enter today but unpaid. Reprint edge case billable or non-billable. Staff may enter same price twice. That's because order total changed. But should not depend only on live calculations. Admin and user correction policy. That cannot be matched. Unallocated add-on, multi-order allocation. I don't want to get order concept in this. Staff enter stock usage under wrong sheet column. Add credit note or written transaction. I understand what you have given until now. I'm a bit skeptical about adding order number or job number everywhere, though you have explained in detail why it's necessary. Let me give you the ideal way I think this app will be used. Okay, let's say we install the server, and let's say there are three computers at the site. One is the admin, second one is the one sitting at the reception, and third is the one, let's say, who takes care of stock and all. So admin have his all features, whereas the other two have only user access. Let's talk about each one of them. Daily they open this software. Receptionist mainly does the payment related stuff. Example, let's say some user came and they gave an order. Let's say it's decided for 5,000 rupees, uh, and the advance is 2,500. So the receptionist, after taking the payment, would be entering that into the system. So let's say even reconciliation, let's say they did scan and send 2,500 rupees. As everyone will be in the office itself, the receptionist can immediately verify if that payment is received or not and enter these details in the software. And potentially maybe in future we can even give a printed receipt also, but note that's not in our current software implementation. um, Similarly, let's say some repair happened at the office and they they have paid something to an external uh, technician, let's say 3,000 rupees. Even that can be logged by the receptionist as a payment, I mean expense. uh, what else? Yeah, the other person who manages stocks, I think that's all with the receptionist. And let's talk about the person managing stock. So they have a manual worksheet which I have attached in the sources, where every day at the end of the day they would fill it, carefully counting how much is it. So we need not take care of things like what if something is wrong. No, because they are actually doing it manually, and whatever corrections are there are filtered manually already. They have a physical worksheet where they track how much is being used or how much being wasted, and the final numbers that are being entered in the system are actually already gone through a level of verification. So we can think the stock management as just a digital layer. It's already been vetted and verified physically. This is just for tracking purposes, to generate reports out of it and all. So um, I don't think there are many kinds of statuses or each uses or uh, wastage uh, to be re-verified again. uh, Please go through the image I have attached, which is speaking about stock. uh, yes, it should. Now the admin have the ability to view all of these things, and what admin could do is, let's say they made some purchase with a vendor today and the vendor sent the bill. Note, it's just the bill, not the items already. uh, the vendor, the admin can add that bill into the software, so that gets added to each, to the existing overdue of this vendor. Again, on some at some other time, maybe admin made a payment to one particular vendor. They would come back and write details about it in the manage vendor purchase management thing itself, and this must be in sync with the expense of that day. Do not think uh, about reversals or anything of that sort, because the final entry is done only after physically checking all of these itself. What else? I think that's the way they would use it. Like admin will be going through all those dashboards every single day, and if they want monthly reports, the most important thing is that, like, for an admin, it must be easier to sit at one place and see all if the stock is managing or not every single day. Like if it's the stock input usage and wastage, are they in sync? Second, how much overdue am I left with certain vendor, or how much total overdue do I have? Uh, and what are the payments that are being made to me? What are the expenses that's happening? And in what format uh, those are happening? And finally, maybe a simple dashboard where it tracks both payments and expenses and gives a daily dashboard of profit or loss on that particular day and what amount is it, etc. It must be able to show all those transactions in that day in that dashboard. I think that's pretty much it. Just think it based on the way it will be used, at least in the photo lab that I'm trying to build this software for. Uh, Also understand that this must be highly customizable, and the reports or dashboards or even the process followed by another lab could be a bit different, and whatever we are building, it should be customizable for another user with the similar business, but might be operating it in an entirely different way. I sh- Very good. Actually, I want to listen to some songs, but I can't put it on YouTube because I can't have copyright. So I am making the screen volume zero, and I would go listen some songs. The app should be a daily digital register plus admin reporting system, not a full ERP. Yes, yes. Now you are on track. Updated understanding software commonly includes billing, payment, due bills, purchase, account reports, customized pricing, advance payments, and sheet or design matrix category. Especially because the paper and once dashboard reports not process replacement. Yes, so for should be reception user customer payment entry manual expense entry. Note that the reception user and stock user are the same, like they have access to all the things. There are no different kind of users. It's just users and admins, that's it. And second thing, I gave it as an example that there are three people, but it could just be an admin and a user, that's all. uh Hope you understand that. Stock worksheet imagine also supposes employment also verified daily summary sheet with date, counter reading, calibration value, studio name, size. Yes, important design correction, do not will like order production bill. About order number or keep it but make it optional. For payment entry, fully flexible without working staff to maintain a strict order system. Create a document, uh, writing it as updated requirements slash edge cases. This document must refer as the updated design, updated requirements, updated uh, use case, etc. So on top of it, the actual system can be built. I need another break because I need to have a important call. I thought I needed bigger break, but turns out I didn't need one. Okay, I have settled. You go away. Yeah, let me download this and go through. Copy docs. All the super base and the backend plan that was done till now is useless now. Anyways, okay. I can't read while listening to music. Okay, purpose of this document. This document is the updated design and requirement for building Press Manager as a local first Windows 7 compatible application for a digital color level album production. The goal is not to replace the lab's existing paper workflow. Yes, that's important. The goal is to digitally record the already verified business data so the owner or admin can view dashboards, ledgers, stock movement, payment, and later and summaries. This updated design supersedes earlier assumptions about separate reception users, stock users, complex job order tracking, details, and detailed order lifecycle management. Final deployment assumptions. Version 1 is a fully offline LAN based application. Okay. Recommended stack. Windows 7 Windows 7 Server PC, Python 3.8.10, Flask backend, SQLite database, front end served by Flask, browser access from PCs on the same local network. Browser access from PCs, yeah, right. There is no cloud dependency, there is no super based, there is no online sync in this version. The application should continue working even if there is no internet at all. Actual lab users model. The lab may have one admin, one user, or one admin and multiple users, or only a very small team using the system on 1 to 3 computers. There are only two business roles, admin user. There is no separate reception role or separate stock role in version 1. The normal user can access all normal daily operation features, customer payment entry, manual expense entry, daily stock usage entry, daily wastage entry, user level reports related to daily operations. Admin can access all features plus all user plus admin only business management, vendor management, purchase bill entry, vendor ledger, vendor payment entry, stock receiving, item master, user management, admin dashboards, backups or support screens if implemented. Yes. Core product philosophy. Press manager should be built as ledger reports dashboard. It should not be built as, yeah, the app should be simple enough for a local or running old Windows but structured enough to generate useful daily, monthly or custom reports. The software should complement the physical workflow. Vendor bill entry should feel familiar to the physical vendor bill reference. Daily stock usage, or I'll give a reference of the actual uh, bill reference. I'll actually give reference of the image, copy relative path. Your wastage should feel similar to the physical worksheet reference. Yes. The digital should capture already finalized verified data or should not force staff to follow a new complex production workflow. Important, no forced order or job module in earlier design discussion, consider use this approach payment form, optional order or reference. Optional. Do not force every customer stock uses depend on a formal order record. Yes, the lab already manages the optional detail operational details manual. The software is mainly for recording payments and stock movement, vendor ledger and reports. Yes. Roles and access control. A user represents normal staff. A user can enter normal. Actually, I want to make a image out of it. Can you generate a simple minimal image with a tabular structure which can easily represent what are the features that admin have access to and what are the features that users have and do not have access to? Okay. Optional system and for installation or support product or system account must exist internally. There is no business role for normal lab uses. It's for setup, support, restore, and maintenance. Customer payments. The payment module records money received from customers or photographers or individual clients. The payment module records money received from customers or photographers or individual clients. Hmm. Access. User admin required fields. Customer payment entry should include payment date, customer name, phone number, reference number, description or job notes, total agreed amount if known, payment amount received, payment status, payment mode, reference number or try if available, remarks entered by created timestamp, payment status options, suggested statuses, advance partial paid pending do not or 50% advance logic. The app should allow any amount. Payment modes. Payment mode should include cash, phone pay to number, scanner payment, bank transfer. This should be configurable later because another lab may use different payment channels. Verification assumptions. For this lab, payment verification happens manually in the office before entry. The receptionist or user checks whether the money has been received and then enters the record. Therefore, event does not need complex payment verification workflows. Manually in the office before entry, user checks whether the money has been received and then enters the therefore we undergo complex reports. Payment report should support custom date range, payment mode filter, payment status filter, customer or phone search. A report should show total customer collections, totals by payment mode, totals by payment statuses, list of individual transactions, percentage split by payment mode, useful for chart or dashboard. Expenses entered by user or admin, vendor payments auto create, vendor payment module access, manual expense entry and accessible by user admin, vendor payment expense accessible by admin only through the vendor payment module. Manual expense examples: machine repair technician, transport, electricity rent, staff related expense, office maintenance, miscellaneous operation. Required fields. Manual expense entry should include expense date, expense category, paid to amount, payment mode, reference number if available, notes or remarks entered by created timestamp. Expense should source type. The system should instantly Distinguish manual vendor man. This is very important. Normal users. Just a minute. Okay. Expense source type. The system should internally distinguish. Oh my god. Uh, I forgot something important. Just give me 1 minute. Did the stream stop? It's live, right? Yeah. Huh? Why is it showing just 2 minutes? What's happening? I don't understand. Am I not live all this time? I have no idea what's happening with this stream. Why did this live start here? I was streaming for a lot of time, right? I'm not understanding this. I think the previous everything is gone. I have no idea what happened. I was streaming for a lot of time now. But anyways, we are at the intersection of we are about to start something important. So anyways, the previous whatever happened is not that much important per se. This is the conclusion that came out of it. Hmm. Vendor purchase management and vendor ledger. The module tracks purchases from vendors and vendor overdue balances. It is admin only. The core business formula. Accessible by admin only. Vendor. Okay, I got it here. 1 minute. I'll quickly turn off screen. I need to do something important. Yes, I'm back. This is very clear. Annual expense, daily stock usage, daily wastage, view monthly or custom operational reports, change on password or profile. Manage vendors, these are all only for admin. Manage vendors, manage vendor purchase bills, view vendor ledger, enter vendor payments, receive stock, manage item stock master, manage users, access admin dashboards, access backup or restore or system settings, view all dashboards and reports, view all dashboards and reports. Yes. View daily, monthly, or custom business summaries. Yeah, that's fine. It's dying. You just stop. Stop. You can actually die. Okay. Did it? Really did not give my previous life. Dude, what's happening here? It's like I'm only live for the last 2 minutes. What's happening here? It's like I need to only check at the end of this. Uh, Actually, I think it's working. I'm not sure. Let's I'll keep doing my work. I'll not care about this. Okay, what are we doing? We are reading this. Let's continue. Purchase bill behavior. Vendor overdue increases by bill total. Yes, stock does not automatically increase. Reason the bill may be received stock. Yeah, vendor payments. Vendor payment entry field. Vendor payment date. Amount paid. Amount mode. Reference number if available. Notes. When admin enters vendor prompt, vendor overdue increases. An expense row is automatically created for that day. On database transaction, vendor ledger should show opening balance, purchase bills, vendor payments, running balance, date, reference number, notes. The vendor ledger should make it easy for admin to answer how much oh this vendor now, how did this balance build up, which bills are pending, how much did I pay this month. Reports, vendor reports show support vendor wise balance, total overdue across all vendors, purchase report by date range, vendor payment report by date range, vendor ledger report, top vendors by overdue amount. Stock management. Purpose stock management is a or the lab's already existing manual stock worksheet process. The physical worksheet is the source style reference. The man the lab manually records and verifies daily usage and wastage. Press Manager captures that verified data digitally so reports and dashboards can be generated. Yes. Access daily stock usage or user admin stock receive admin only. Item master accessible by admin only. Daily stock usage and wastage entry. The digital screen should resemble the physical worksheet. It should include header fields such as work date, counter, reading, calibration value, operator or use notes. Main usage section include rows with fields similar to optional or studio name or customer name, size. Okay, these things. The wastage action should be separate by but visually similar. Should capture material quantities wasted. I'll link the reference here. Entered after manually. Therefore, V1 does not need approval status re-verification for a complete complex wastage reason flow production stage tracking reprint ladder. should trust the final numbers entered by staff. Stock formula for each item: opening stock plus received stock minus used stock minus wasted stock equal to expected current stock. If manual adjustments are added later, opening stock plus received stock minus used stock minus wasted stock plus or minus. Okay, we don't need adjustments also now. Stock receiving. Stock receiving is admin only. Increase of stock receiving does not change vendor overdue. Is the source of truth for stock items. Item name, display or worksheet column name, category or type, unit, low stock threshold optional, active or inactive notes. User should not create new item names for daily entry forms. Another lab must use. Stock report should support daily usage report, daily wastage report, monthly usage report, monthly wastage report, custom date range report, item waste, stock balance, stock received report, stock audit or tally report if implemented. Admin dashboard should show opening stock, received, used, wasted, expected current stock, low stock alerts if configured. User dashboard or today's work. The should focus on daily work, today's manual error, today's stock usage, today's wastage entries, quick actions, add customer payment, add expense, add daily stock usage or wastage, view daily report. Payment plus expense dashboard. I think I forgot one thing. Uh, I going through the document you have given, I understood that I have missed this one point. It's regarding stock. I told it's paper based, right? So we do not know the stock updates as it's happening in the day. It's only done once a day. And what happens is that think of the previous day. They must have used certain items or sheets and wasted certain sheets, and I'll give a reference image of the worksheet that is used to track this. um, what happens is the user whoever is updating this will take the previous day's worksheet and update those numbers into the system. So basically we shouldn't restrict the user to enter previous dates values unless they're already there. Uh, yes, I thought I missed this. Let it right. I didn't do anything with Codex, right? Why is the rate limit decreasing? Why is it still not done? Are you done? How long will you write this? There are 19 sections. Great. It's still at 11 section. ChatGPT is basically struggling. Uh, uh, Best worksheet work date. Receiving. Editing and correction rules. Okay, I think this is done. Now it's time to scrap our super base plan. Design design is for UI. Okay. Just read these three documents. Do not do anything else. Um, this is the front end plan and original requirements, and I'm not sure what's there in the README, but just read through this. Do not do anything else. But why am I doing it here? I should open a new chat. What can you achieve in life if you are gone 3% for reading 5 files? That's not fair. Oh my god. Now consider this as an update to whatever we have done earlier. I think there must not be many changes to the front end pages or front end plan because I think I have covered a very broader structure and we can make use of the existing front end. Right now, generate a plan for backend with SQLite 3 and Flask, using which I'll be starting to build a backend. Make sure that this follows the spec requirement for Windows 7 that we are building this application for. What I would be doing is after building this, I would copy paste the whole project into a Windows 7 machine and test the server out of there. So make sure that the setup, be it Python 3.8.10 and the Flask which we have decided is uh, the one being used right now. So let me know if I have to do any manual setup just for this project so it can be easily replicable outside. If you want me to do any manual setup, write another document where maybe guiding me how to install specific Python version and creating a Python environment for it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just go through the document I have provided. It contains everything. Uh, yeah, two tasks, three tasks actually. Read through the document. Two, write backend plan. Three, write a guide if I have to do any manual setup so the project can be easily copied onto a Windows 7 machine and run it there. Of course, by setting up there also. Where is my text? Why are you taking so long? Okay. I'll add two docs, one backend implementation one and one Windows 7 setup or run guide. I'll keep this put to document so the front end stays untouched. Confirms the main shift local first Windows 7 classes, no server base or cloud sync and only user as business roles. I'm reading the rest now for schema, edge cases, backup and reporting details before writing the backend doc. Uh, అవుతుందో 20,000 పెడితే I need to do something. Wait a minute. I'm back. Oh my god, just load. Okay, this is my backend build plan for even after the local first requirement update. It's based on uh, requirements will the existing front end can mostly remain intact. The backend should serve the current static front end and expose a small JSON API update. Target runtime should run as a local LAN application. Or no server, no cloud dependent, no Docker dependent, no Node.js runtime dependency. Uh, uh, no database placed on a shared network folder. Only the Flask process should read and write the SQL database. Other PCs should access the app through a browser over LAN. Okay. Requires is end of life, so keep this app offline LAN and could explain to public internet. Flask 3.1 drops supports for use Flask. Oh my god. I want to recheck this. Verify these. I'm considering looking. I could I'll check one early correction. Your direction is right, but Use Flask. Unnecessary changes. Hmm. What's happening with this? Anyways, let's continue. Backend calls, daily entry, ledgers, reports, dashboards. It should not become a full ERP or production work where the main business data flows are customer payments created, money in records, create money out records, vendor purchase increase vendor overdue, vendor payment decrease vendor overdue, and create linked expenses. Stock receipts increase stock, daily worksheet uses, wastage decrease stock by work rate. Reports and summarize these records by business states. Use explicit transactions for multi-table writes. Use explicit transactions for multi-table writes. Can map cleanly to JSON. Prefer generated reports from source transaction tables instead of constantly mutating stored balance fields. Hmm. SQLite is suitable here because our app is small offline and accessed through one flash server process. If multiple users try to open database or no, that's not the case. This is the first schema direction. It can be converted as schema and migrations during implementation. If against official, or especially for I'm checking the exact requires Python method for each pin also. Once type in a version that install conflicts underneath. Okay, please do that. Is needed once on the window. Install Python. Create a project local virtual environment. Install pinned Python packages. Run Flash and through Waitress. Open the app from the server PC and other PCs on the same LAN. Install Python 3.8.10 from the official. Copy the project. Ah, scripts. Create missing runtime folders if they do not exist yet. Create missing runtime folders. Ah, okay. Push to port to initialize the database, run the server, allow LAN access. Backup setup. Uh, what to copy to another Windows 7 machine. If moving real shop data, copy only copy real data after the server is stopped. Okay, now this is locked. But is the backend plan ready? Okay. చిన్నది. I have added the agents.md here. What else? I don't think there is clearly a specific plugin or skill for backend. Got it. The whole backend in the backend folder in the root directory. If any front end has to be served, refer it to the UI files in the uh, um, I can copy this again, but before this, I'll set up the Python environment completely. This one or this. This. Uh, Wait, how do I download this? Okay. Python setup is a pain. Why do people use old computers just because they're working? I hate that. I think I'll stop it here now. Bye bye.